Why are positive reviews not helping? I wonder why. Yep. I Googled your symptoms. It says you're dead. Yep.
Thank you for joining me. Today we discuss the factors that are preventing Ubisoft's stock price from rising. A number of factors are limiting the growth of Ubisoft stock. First, this meeting is for adults to have an adult conversation. I see many children in the room who are about to throw a tantrum and defend Assassin's Creed Shadows by attempting to insult adults and call them names. We do not have time
This is for Twitter.
Entertain you children today.
Yep.
So if you're going to throw a tantrum, let me know in the comment section below, and someone should be along shortly to give you a link to a Cocomelon video so you can watch a video that you are intellectually capable of understanding.
Yeah.
I am here to attempt to help Ubisoft and its associates and to help Assassin's Creed as an intellectual property and commercial product. With that out of the way, why have we seen no positive growth in Ubisoft's stock price after the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft's latest quadruple A game?
Because the game didn't do as well as they needed it to do, and everybody knows it. And the people that don't know it are completely coping. They're massively coping, and everybody knows it.
A huge contributing factor to the continual decline of stock price are all the dishonest reviews and articles from mainstream media. IGN, The Guardian, Steam Deck HQ, PC Gamer, Polygon, Vice, Engadget, Top Gear. These are the top searches on Google when one searches for Assassin's Creed Shadows reviews. However, there is uniformity in the dishonesty and misrepresentation in the quality and content of the game.
That's the problem too, is that like all of these people that review video games, there's very rarely any sort of like difference. Like when a game becomes a victim of like a culture war, all of the mainstream publications play defense for the game. That's every single time. It goes the exact same way every single time.
There has been significant discrepancy between the reality of the game and the projected reviews.
It literally could just be the same company with different names, and it would be the same thing.
From
literally no
media.
Difference at all.
Top Gear calls the game a return to form.
I've heard that a lot.
Why is a car website reviewing a video game? There are countless video clips proliferating through the internet showing the actual quality of the game and its issues. The quality of the voice acting and the dialogue writing.
The voice acting is just awful. And so is the dialogue. Like 20% of it is like, I'd say good. Not great, but good. But the other 80% is like just so laughably bad, it makes Lost Ark look realistic.
Are so humiliatingly bad, I refuse to conduct my own breakdown and analysis of it.
It's wild.
It is an insult to a professional writer. The one good aspect about the game, the visuals of the environment, are not enough to make a good product or a video game. Let's say you wake up one day and see 20 glowing reviews for a new restaurant serving boeuf bourguignon. And
this is another big problem, I think, and I don't think this is discussed enough, is the selfishness of these people that are pushing these agendas. Because the problem is that you're giving these games reviews, and the reviews also serve to be a conduit for you to communicate with the publisher and for the developers. And when you're not giving them an accurate representation of what the game is, what you're doing really is you're putting all of these people's jobs at risk, because you're saying that I'm going to virtue signal and talk about how good this game is, even though it's really not that good, because it aligns with some sort of value system that I think I have. And what ends up happening, the end game of that, is that the studios get shut down because they're constantly being misled by companies and like groups of people that are totally built off of ideology. So they have no problem leading a studio off the cliff because they're not the ones going off the cliff. So what? Well, the point is that these people in playing defense for these games are actively hurting the developers because they're creating an insulated system where none of these people are actually receiving the feedback that they need to receive in order to improve their products. So they're not using the feedback, and it's hurting the companies, and the companies end up having to fire these people. So what I'm saying is that creating this media apparatus that protects these companies from this type of feedback, this media apparatus should act as an inoculation, but it doesn't. And what is an inoculation? Inoculation is when you give somebody a very small dose of a disease in order to make their body resistant to it. And because it doesn't function that way, and the feedback isn't being received in a way that is beneficial to the companies, what happens is that they just get more and more diseased until they die. And so I actually think these reviewers are killing these games, and they're killing studios with this, because it's more important that these games follow their worldview than the developers have jobs. Do you see kind of like how all of this, like this, it's a domino effect, right? It's not like a one thing causes another thing. It's like 2 or 3 like dominoes of like how this comes down. Yeah.
All of these reviews say it is the best Boeuf Bourguignon they have ever had. They all say it is a return to form. That nobody has ever made Boeuf Bourguignon this perfect. It is perfect. Even a car website says this restaurant serves the best Boeuf Bourguignon. So you go to this restaurant, you order the Boeuf Bourguignon that you have heard so much about, you receive your meal, you see something that is visually beautiful. The way it looks, perfection. You take a bite of the meal, and you realize it is actually crotte de chien. If you will pardon my French, the restaurant has served you dog poop. Now, it would be understandable if you would be upset.
Okay. Yeah.
But now imagine you are sitting there in the restaurant, and there are others there who hear that you do not like the meal.
And they get mad at you.
These other restaurant patrons, children,
attack you
with dog shit in their teeth, all gang up on you and attack you for not loving and praising the meal.
Please keep eating the dog shit. Please.
Threaten you and look for ways to destroy you because you did not like the dog shit that they gobbled up.
Yeah.
Why did the reviewers tell you this was the best Boeuf Bourguignon? Why would the reviewers say that?
Who knows?
Why would they lie about the quality of this meal?
Yeah.
There must be a reason. Would you ever trust those reviewers again? Would you ever trust mainstream media?
I wouldn't.
Again, after they made you eat crotte de chien.
Yeah, I would not. I mean, as I said, I think this is what's happened many times, is that they've ended up doing this, and it's just hurt their brand more and more.
The ability for Ubisoft's stock price to grow has been negatively impacted by the dishonest reviews of Assassin's Creed Shadows, misrepresenting the quality and content of the product.
Completely
Not just from mainstream media, but also from children online who are throwing tantrums to defend this commercial product. Over the past few years, mainstream media has been destroying its own credibility by engaging in dishonest and self-serving reporting practices.
Yep.
By saying a product is the best thing in the world, a return to form.
They're actively misleading not only the audiences, but the companies themselves, and they're leading these companies off a cliff, and it's causing the people that work at the companies to lose their jobs. Because their ideology is more important than the well-being of the people that work at the company.
Only for people to see actual evidence, video footage of that product having flaws and being problematic, you sow seeds of distrust in the minds of people and you lose their trust. So this is how it is. Investors have no reason to trust mainstream media. Gamers, potential customers, have no reason to trust mainstream media.
Nobody does.
Had the media represented the product honestly, with balanced and fair reporting, Ubisoft's stock price would not be diminishing this way. Had children on the internet not thrown tantrums to defend this product with embarrassing behavior, Ubisoft's stock price would not be continuing to plummet. When children defend a product like this with absurd behavior on the internet, it says to investors that the only people who actually like Assassin's Creed Shadows are children with anger issues who never go outside into the real world and only sit at home playing on Twitter and watching Cocomelon videos all day while their mommy spoon feeds them chocolate pudding.
I wish.
Honesty.
Yep.
Fair reporting. Integrity.
People getting paid too?
That is how the games industry will move forward. That is how we will pave the road to the future.
Whether
how
people
many
are
times
like it
do
or
we need
not,
to
this
see
is
by
going to be
example
true.
that dishonest reporting results in commercial products failing and game development teams disbanding?
Yep.
Thank you for joining me today.
It's completely biased.
If you're interested in making your own boeuf bourguignon, I will post a link in the description to a fantastic recipe in a YouTube video.
Lovely.
You can make this yourself at home. All the best. Bonne chance.
Oh my fucking god. I thought this was so fucking funny. It is. This is so funny to me.